China has reportedly offered to almost halve the cost of the 81 billion ringgit ECRL, but the involvement of one too many Malaysian officials has complicated talks. Citing sources, Reuters reports that Beijing had offered to slash the bill for the basic construction of the project, which minus land acquisition, interest and other costs would have come up to about 67 billion ringgit. However, cabinet ministers have been making contradictory remarks as to the status of the Rail Link project. Reuters points out that apart from the Finance Ministry, contractor CCCC and its local partner Malaysia Rail Link have also had to present their proposals to Tun Daim Zainuddin, PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamed's long-time advisor. Sources told the Newswire that each has their own agenda and looks at the project differently, making it a very peculiar situation. Following the conflicting remarks, Putrajaya has decided that only the PM will make announcements on the ECRL, although it wasn't clear as to who is now in charge of the talks. MAHB has announced the exemption of stamp duty for the purchase of homes priced up to 1 million ringgit during the 6-month home ownership campaign from January to June this year. The move is part of Putrajaya's efforts to encourage home ownership and reduce the supply overhang in the residential market, which currently stands at 19.5 billion ringgit. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng explains that the campaign is aimed at assisting those in the B40 and M40 categories. The exemption is for first-time buyers of homes priced up to 1 million ringgit. Meanwhile, buyers of homes priced above 1 million ringgit to 2.5 million ringgit will be exempted for the first 1 million ringgit and pay a reduced stamp duty of 3% for the balance. In conjunction with the campaign, property expos will be held, the first of which will be the Malaysia Property Expo that will take place at the KL Convention Centre from March 1st to 3rd. Up to 5 billion ringgit worth of properties will be exhibited there, and developers involved have promised discounts of at least 10%. AirAsia Group is demanding 480 million ringgit from Malaysia airports for losses allegedly incurred from operating at KLIA2. The budget carrier served a notice initiating mediation efforts on the airport operators unit's Malaysia Airports Sepang today. It claims that it has received poor level of service at KLIA2, citing disruptions and poor conditions of the terminal, including multiple runway closures and a ruptured fuel line. It says these defects have also caused damage to 2 aircraft and ultimately resulted in loss of customers in the last 4 years. The notice comes less than a fortnight after AirAsia said it was filing a counterclaim against MAHB to seek 400 million ringgit for losses and damages experienced due to disruptions at KLIA2. This was in response to a lawsuit filed by Malaysia Airports Sepang against AirAsia and its long-haul sister AirAsia X in December for a combined 36.1 million ringgit in outstanding passenger service charges. However, AirAsia Group said today it had refrained from filing the counterclaim in court to pursue mediation as required under the Malaysian Aviation Commission Act 2015. Should mediation fail, MAHB will arbitrate the feud. Tan will officially assume the role of Group CEO at Astro Malaysia Holdings, following the resignation of Datuk Rohana Roshan effective today. 55-year-old Tan, who has been with Astro for over 10 years, is currently also the chairman of GoShop, Astro's 24-hour online home shopping platform. He was previously CEO of Mindshare Malaysia and Group M Malaysia and Singapore. Prior to that, he was media director at Ogilvy and Mather. Last June, the pay television provider had announced that Rohana would resign from her post as Group CEO due to her intention to pursue other goals. However, she is staying on its board as a non-executive director. Kostik International has secured 2 contracts from national utility giant Tenaga Nasional, totaling 280.9 million ringgit. The first contract is to install a double-circuit underground cable in Kuala Lumpur, while the second job involves establishing a main intake substation in Kedah. The KL project worth 112.5 million ringgit, entails the design, manufacture, supply, erection and commission of the cable, which will run through KL from Prince Court towards Jelate. The duration of the project is 730 days. The Kedah project, worth 168.39 million ringgit, is expected to last 912 days and is meant to reinforce the power grid network of Northern Peninsula Malaysia and improve security. The contracts are expected to contribute positively towards its revenue and earnings, with progress to be recognised from the company's fiscal years 2019 to 2021.